FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Your comment about the concerns about government posing a bigger threat than corporations is interesting with respect to the ACLU, often thought of as a liberal organization, and yet liberals often are thought of as being more favorable towards government, and conservatives being more wanting to limit the size of government. I mean, maybe you can comment on that in terms of where you fit in the philosophical spectrum and who supports you.
We fit everywhere in the philosophical spectrum. In fact, I think one of the great misconceptions of the ACLU is that we are a liberal or left organization. I know I shouldn't say that in San Francisco, but it's true. We're a conservative organization because our goal is to conserve core American values. Often our cases that are best known are the ones that are pushing the envelope for the expansion of rights, the rights of gay and lesbian people to marry and equality in America. That's something we fundamentally believe in. Unfortunately, that's an issue that has been largely ignored by the right of center or by the Republican Party. And that's very much of our philosophy. Our concern also for the right for women to choose when and if to have a child. That's an essential part of the right of the individual to autonomy, to make his or her own decisions, that a government and a politician should not insert themselves in such decisions. That, unfortunately, is also less the province of the Republican Party. But when you look across the many issues that we work on and the many clients we have over the years, you see that we've taken on some very important issues that underscore the fact that this is not about partisan politics. That if the ACLU is relegated to being the liberties wing, the civil liberties wing of the Democratic Party, will be ineffectual. And that it's really about the rights of all people, whether you're a member of the NAACP or whether you're a member of the Nazi Party. Right now we have a case, which I know is rather controversial among many of my gay and lesbian friends, where the ACLU defends the rights of Fred Phelps, the minister who's been organizing funerals, protests at military funerals, saying that the reason why the soldiers are dying is because we are granting greater rights to gay and lesbian people. I hate what Fred Phelps stands for. He hates what I am. I don't believe in what his hateful ideology is all about. But when the government tries to enact statutes and rules that would prohibit him from being able to organize a peaceful protest on public grounds, even at such a distasteful place and at such a solemn place as a military funeral, we believe in the right to free speech. And we apply that right to free speech across the board. Our clients, some of them are a lot of fun to talk about. We can, if there are further questions. Rush Limbaugh is one of our clients. Oliver North was one of our clients. Jerry Falwell, before he died, was one of our clients. I thought perhaps our defending him in his case in Virginia may have added to his early demise. And we follow the issues where they need us, and we apply these rules neutrally, that rules and principles need to be applied to each person, and they need to be applied neutrally, and that applies for all of us.
Okay, I'll bite on that one. How is Rush your client?
Well, Rush Limbaugh, I love telling this story. I was hoping you would bite. When Mr. Limbaugh apparently got his knickers in a twist with a drug problem, and when the prosecutors came after his medical records, we filed a brief on his case saying that, in fact, the prosecutors do not have the right to confiscate the records of a private citizen with his physician. He was more than happy to have us jump in because it gave credibility to his case. What I loved further as a coda to the Rush Limbaugh case is that the month after Rush Limbaugh and we took on his case, John Ashcroft issued a series of subpoenas to hospitals in Chicago and New York because they were trying to arm themselves for this most recent law school, Supreme Court case on the federal ban on abortion, the so-called partial birth abortion bans. And so Mr. Ashcroft served subpoenas on the hospital saying how many women and which women were getting late-term abortions. And I called Mr. Limbaugh and I said, Mr. Limbaugh, it's Anthony Romero. Isn't it an interesting issue that's very much akin to the issue of your medical privacy? And why don't I hear it on your radio show where you can make that connection for your listeners? He begrudgingly talked about it on his last minute of the radio show, but all progress is incremental.